This year's been challenging on so many levels, professionally, the industry, but you also hit a huge goal this year. You bought your first home. I think that was the number one thing that when we first met in January of 2021, when you've moved down here, that was the one goal that you had in mind. So congratulations, by the way. I know it was tough getting there, but the interesting thing is being, getting into residential real estate the last couple of years and being on the buyer side, as in the buyer role, as opposed to the agent role, helping your buyers do that. Tell me a little bit about how that experience was for you and maybe what's changed in, your relationship as an agent.
Yeah. I think, like I said, like you said, actually, I think it was a goal on my goals list for 2021, 2022. And then finally this year, I was like, 2023 is the year. So, I think it's shifted my perspective like completely, honestly, as an agent, because I've been through it firsthand. And so a lot of like what I help my clients with is, explaining to them, hey, this was my experience and this can also help you. So here's what to anticipate. And, so I think just having that awareness, like even before I bought my house, knowing about impound accounts or like homeowners insurance or things like that, just the little nuances like that come from a transaction, and really being able to be there like for my clients and help them, guide them through the little things as well. So, and, I think on a larger scale, it's really about, I think just the process in general, like sharing from my experience, I put offers on 2 homes and neither of those offers came through. And then finally it was my 3rd home that I ended up purchasing. And so sharing that experience has also been really, valuable, I feel like, for a lot of buyers, because sometimes you don't get your offer accepted the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, the experience is very humbling, right? In the sense that like, okay, I know how to help people through this. I do this every single day. Now I'm in the driver's seat, and it's probably helped you get through it, a little easier and whatever the case, right? And put yourself in a great position to buy the home. But one of the things that I think that I've found being in that position a long time ago is that it's the kind of the emotional aspect that you go through as a buyer that sometimes, I'm not saying we forget, we realize that it's always there, but as a real estate agent and you go through the same thing over and over, you kind of tend to get numb to what else is going on behind the scenes. And again, right, we have a lot of clients that are going through emotional stuff, and whether it's related to the transaction or not, you know what I mean? Like now knowing like what they're experiencing that you may not get to see as the agent. So tell me a little bit about that aspect and helping your clients through that emotional piece.
Yeah, I think the emotional piece is huge. Like, for me, it's sort of like you finally get your offer accepted and you're like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And you get really, really excited. And then sort of reality sets in and you're like, oh my gosh, I got my offer accepted.
Right.
And it is very overwhelming. Like that was one of the things that, navigating this process, like every single day with clients, it's very different being on the other end. And I think just the overwhelm of having to coordinate so many different things, right? Setting up your utilities. I mean, just everything, it does feel very overwhelming initially. And so I assure my clients throughout the process, I'm like, I know this might seem very overwhelming, but it's very normal to feel that way. And just kind of like getting over those kind of like initial things. And then, eventually in the end, I'm like, you're always happy in the end. You're like, we did it.
Yeah.
And so even though there's been like challenging situations throughout the escrow, like, at the end, you're like, we overcame this together.
Right. That's right. And again, you do a really great job, if I might say so, myself, on helping guiding people, and showing them that like, look, yes, there's challenges, but we're going to get through this together, right?
Yep.
And help them step by step through it. And then also taking some of those nuances off of their plate because you can anticipate it. You've been there, what's
Yep.
frustrating or whatnot. So I think coming from a place of like experience and guidance is one of your strongest traits. So
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.